there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and it's looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we're terrified of it.
So there's 2 people or 2 subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it, and big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Welcome to Extraterrestrial Reality. Well, you know what we're here to talk about today. Anyway, I wrote it all out to make it easier. So we're going to proceed that way. Anyway, let's begin. Today marks the 2nd anniversary of an event that, after careful analysis, eventually proved once and for all that we're not alone in the universe. About 10 minutes before midnight Pacific time on April 30th, 2023, an object fell from the sky and landed in the Las Vegas backyard of the Kenmore family. The object was witnessed falling by numerous people in at least 4 states, including California, Utah, Arizona, and Nevada. It was captured on video via a Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department officer's body camera, as well as from car cameras and home security cameras. This video, taken from a self-driving car that had the ability to film in long-wave infrared, revealed that the object had no heat signature. Being this close to the ground, had it been a meteoroid, it would have registered a heat signature, but a replay of the video shows that the object, when viewing it under long-wave infrared, becomes invisible. That means it was cold. In this video, with sound, filmed by a residential home security camera in Las Vegas, we can hear a mechanical oscillating sound as the object nears the Earth. The fact that the object registered no heat signature, coupled with the fact that it made an oscillating sound as it moved through the sky, helped to rule out that the object was a meteor. The American Meteor Society collected 23 reports from individuals from 4 states who witnessed the object zipping through the sky. One of the witnesses, Brittany R., saw the object descend from her position in Arizona. But that's not all she saw. Here is what Brittany R. reported to the American Meteor Society. Immediately after observing this fireball, 2 lights appeared in the sky above where the fireball's path had been. They resembled stars, but were moving quickly and disappearing, then reappearing constantly over the next hour. Seemed as though there were multiple aircraft of some type circling around the sky over and over again. Sometimes they were bright and lasting up to 10 seconds before disappearing. They have been constantly circling and moving north on the horizon for at least an hour. Very strange phenomenon. At the Kenmore family residence along West El Campo Grande Avenue in Las Vegas, teenage brothers Angel and Joshua were making repairs to their father Bobby's truck in their expansive backyard. Suddenly, the object that numerous people had seen falling from the sky made what can only be construed as a hard landing in the backyard. Angel Kenmore later told local Las Vegas podcaster Doug Papa that the object sported green and blue lights, and when it contacted the ground, it threw off red sparks before becoming invisible. When one looked at the area where the object landed, everything appeared blurry, but when you looked at other areas of the yard, everything appeared normal, Angel said. Angel also reported that no sooner did the object land, the patter of what sounded like thousands of footsteps running in various directions put him on high alert. The next thing Angel knew, he was face to face with an alien creature that stood 8 to 10 feet tall. The creature had a big head, big eyes, big teeth inside of a gaping mouth, and made growling-like sounds. Angel said he became momentarily paralyzed when his eyes met the creature's eyes. Scared for their lives, Angel and Joshua eventually broke free and exited the yard to tell Bobby and Mother Contra what had just happened. The father and his 2 sons then armed themselves with handguns and attempted to re-enter the backyard to face the invaders. Contra, meanwhile, smartly recorded the action with a cell phone camera. During this time, numerous alien creatures were attempting to hide themselves among the numerous vehicles and construction equipment situated throughout the property. The father and two sons then took a few steps into the yard, but one of the creatures immediately emerged from the darkness and moved toward them, causing the three to flee in terror. After gathering themselves, Bobby reopened the gate while his wife continued to film the backyard area for a few more moments. The family, apparently too scared to deal with this problem alone, then decided to call 911. In the 911 call, Angel and Bobby tell the dispatcher that there are two tall alien creatures in their yard. Here is the entire 911 call.
Monday, May 1, 2023. 0:27 and 01 seconds.
911 emergency, Herberger 19452. Do you need police, fire, or medical?
Okay, I don't know if this is an emergency case. Me, my dad, and my brother, we're working on a truck.
Do you need police, fire, or medical?
Well, I think I need police because
okay. What is the address that you need police?
Okay, lady, I'm so sorry. I know I'm wasting your time, but
it's not a waste of time. I just need to know where we're going before anything else.
Okay, police. Yes, police matter. This is police matter.
To what address?
6160 West El Campo Grande.
Okay, what's going on over there?
Okay, lady. Me, my dad, and my brother, we're working on a truck in our backyard, and we have a big lot outside, right? Correct?
Okay.
We were working, and we just see in a corner of our eye something fall down from the sky, and it was with light, and when it hit down, it was like a big impact, and we felt it. We felt like an energy. And then we hear like a lot of footsteps near us. And then we have a big equipment, and we see, and there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's beside it, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we terrified of it.
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot. 9 feet, 10 foot, I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes, they have big eyes, like I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Okay.
I don't know what to do.
Okay, I'm getting a call started for you, okay? So, how long ago did this happen?
I'm looking at it right now, like when I saw something fall down.
How long ago was that?
10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. And we were just checking, and you could feel like a weird energy, and you could feel something, but 100% there's like one or two on a big forklift we have, and they're very large, ladies. They're like 9 foot, 10 foot tall.
Okay.
And this is not a joke. I know I don't want to waste you guys' time. I know it's probably more emergency, but this is scary.
Okay, do they appear under the influence of drugs or alcohol, or you don't know?
No, lady. No.
Okay.
I don't drink. I'm 18. I don't drink.
I understand. I'm talking about the people that are in your backyard.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, hello. Yes.
Okay, I'm talking about the things that are in your backyard. Do they appear under the influence of drugs or alcohol, or you don't know?
Lady, I don't know, lady. They don't look.
Do they have any weapons?
No, lady. I don't think they have weapons, but they're very tall humans. Lady,
I already have a call set up. Okay, my questions aren't delaying any kind of help.
Okay.
So, what do they look like?
Okay, they're like a neon color light. Like their eyes look like neon. Like you can see very bright from very far away.
Okay.
They're about 10, 11 foot tall, and they're like there's two of them, and they're like a greenish tan color.
Okay.
First, okay, we're working on a truck. We see something fall from the sky in the backyard.
Okay, so hang on. So it's green or tan colored eyes. Can you tell me anything else about them in case they take off?
They're tall. They're very large, and they're very like big, muscular. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Maybe they're aliens. 100%. I know I'm not stupid.
Okay, are they wearing clothes? Can you tell me anything else?
No, they're naked. No, there's no clothes. You could just see them shining.
Okay.
They're naked,
And your brother and your dad are still there?
They're right here next to me.
Okay, can I speak to one of them?
Yes. Hello.
Hi, this is Metro Police on a recorded line. Do you still see them outside?
Well, yeah, I don't want to go all the way there because I have the heavy equipment on my bike.
Okay. And are you the father or the brother?
Yeah, I'm a father.
Okay.
So
how long
I went
ago
back
did
there.
you see them?
That's 20 minutes.
Okay.
18, 20 minutes around there. So
and they're green, correct?
Yeah, they're like green, but very tall. It's about 11 foot tall. Well, I have a couple trailers in the back. They're very tall. They were like 10 taller than trailers.
Okay.
I have heavy equipment, so
all right.
very large.
Are you able to lock all the doors inside? So
yes.
Okay. Are all the doors locked right now?
Well, we outside. The back doors, yeah, but
okay.
we outside.
Are you able to go inside and lock the doors? I don't want you to put yourself in danger in case they have any weapons.
Oh, okay then. All right, let's go inside. Come on, Ivy. We saw like a big light. It was like big, a lot of color lights, and then a lot of color lights disappeared. Yeah.
Are you able to give me any other description other than that they're very tall, muscular, green, tan-colored skin? Can you tell me anything else about them?
No. I could see them walk. They walk like I have a heavy equipment there, like right there. I don't know. So we could see it's no close to them. No, they look like all like both heads.
Could you tell if they had any weapens or no?
No, I don't see nothing. No, I don't.
Okay. All right.
I did it so fast. That was so fast. Actually, when I walked back there, I was walking back to my house, to my yard, to my house, and I could see the energy. I couldn't walk no more. So that was kind of weird. I don't know.
What is your first and last name?
Bobby Kenmore.
Spell it for me.
Kenmori. Oh, Kenmore. R-O. All right, kids, get over here.
Okay. Can you spell it one more time?
Yeah, that's it. Kenmore.
Okay, and Bobby, B-O-B-B-Y?
Yeah, you got it.
How many people are there with you?
My 2 kids and my wife. And me, 4 people.
Okay. All right, is anybody in the house under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
No.
Okay, any weapons for anybody inside the house?
Just me.
What was that?
Just me. I have my weapon.
What kind of weapon do you have?
9mm Glock.
Where is it at?
Open carry.
Okay. So it's on your waist right now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You can have it for safety right now, okay? But when the officers come and approach your house, they're going to knock on your door, and I need that gun to be secured. I need that to be somewhere other than on your person, okay? And I need you to come outside with your hands up so they can see there's nothing in your hands, okay? But for right now, you can hang on to it while it's safe to do so, okay? But nobody's under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
No.
Okay. And then does anybody in the house have any kind of mental illness or no?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
And what's a good phone number I can call you back on?
Correct.
Okay. All right, I'll go ahead and update all this information, okay? If anything changes or escalates or they start to get violent, go and give us a call back, okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you,
we get inside the house then. All right.
Bye-bye.
About 1 hour after making the call, the 4 family members were visited by 2 police officers. Here is the body cam footage from that interaction.
Control 1 DP62. I'll be out with the PR. Hey, what's up? Who called? Good. Tired.
Yeah. Okay. I called. I was on the other side. I was helping my dad to clean the.
On that side of the house?
On the other side, yeah, in the backyard. So we're working on a truck. to work on a truck, and we were checking. Okay, we were working. I was cleaning everything, put everything inside the little garden hat. Me and my brother, we
Did
just
you
looked.
see it?
Huh?
Did you see it?
Yeah, me and him saw it.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
Because I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard? Or?
They see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
Can you go outside? I'm gonna
Yeah, we can go look.
I see a
No,
cat over
any
there.
dogs or anything?
No, please can you check because this kid is not gonna let me sleep tonight.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Do you have cameras?
I wouldn't be sleeping either.
Camera, but it sounds
probably too crazy or something, but
Dude, people see stuff all the time, man. It could be real. You never know. By the way, I like the shirt, though.
thank you. I don't believe in it, but what I saw right now, I do believe in it. I got scared, like
You guys don't. I mean, you guys seem legit scared, so I don't blame you.
Did you see it? No? I'm kind of curious now. I want to know if there's
I was
aliens.
with the iPhone. I say, I want to
It was like very big.
record something.
look at this door.
Where did they go?
Well, they say that, I'm gonna show you.
Do you have a dirt backyard? Can you show me if there's
As you can see, the footage goes black after Angel leads the officer into the backyard. In all, about 16 minutes of police body cam footage of the backyard investigation has not been seen by the public. Efforts are ongoing right now to obtain that footage. The video as officers leave the residence, meanwhile, is included in the footage released to the public.
Well, they don't see it.
Yeah, the landlord has it, so they don't have access to it. But
Oh, okay.
someone else has access to it. So yeah, like I said, we'll ATL the area, and we'll be around here for the night.
I'm going to the hotel, man.
Yeah. I don't blame you. All right, man. We appreciate you calling. Give us a call if you see
I wanted to
anything
find some aliens. Well, hey, if those 9-foot beings come back into your backyard, you call the police and we'll come back here. Okay?
If those
Yeah.
things come back, don't call us, all right? Deal with it yourself. I ain't dealing with that.
Somebody call NASA and tell them stop.
I'll drive by and wave at you guys. You're on your own, bro.
All right, take care, guys. Have a good one. All right, Slim, let's just regroup over here, okay?
In the days after the incident, Doug Papa, the local Las Vegas podcaster, caught wind of the event and began discussing it during some of his shows, and also interviewed Angel. Local TV station KLAS, where longtime UFO investigator George Knapp works, also ran stories about the incident. By June of 2023, the story became international news. Numerous media outlets discussed it, while internet sleuths across the world began to take a closer look at the 1 minute and 41 second long cell phone footage, which the family had uploaded to Reddit to determine if aliens are visible in it. One of those sleuths is world-renowned crime scene reconstruction expert Scott Roeder. In June of 2023, Roeder presented his findings during an interview. He was able to identify the entity that caused the father and two brothers to simultaneously react and run out of the yard in terror. Here is a clip from that interview.
To the right and the older gentleman to the left, you see what could be determined as two circles on some type of a vertical body right behind the play sign. Now, this has got a long still frame in it, but it's got some movement at the end. And then we go in on the next version and we try to isolate it further. So go ahead and play this. That's a still frame. Just let it go. I just was focusing in on that image with the two circles, and then
Yeah,
okay, and then it moves at the end. And that, so I take that footage and go to the next video. Okay. Go. So now here, what I've done, this video is 2.4 seconds long. It's best played in a loop, but go ahead. Now this is zoomed in. We've got a duo tone filter on it, which brings out color contrast. Okay, so it's not editing. It's not putting anything in the film, and it's just that 1 second that I've slowed down to about 50%. With the duotone color. So it's about 2.5 seconds now. And it's zoomed in. So let's take a look at that. Okay, play it again. See, that's why this one's really good to play this on a loop.
Yeah, we're going to pull it up. I do have a loop. We're going to pull that up right now. I could, I'm going to get out of this.
But if you go to, wait, no, go to the next one and we'll save the loop for last.
Okay.
Yeah, go to the next video.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Play it again. Now, do you see something moving there?
Yes.
So do I. And if you and the reason why this particular point in the film is so important is, and we can bring up the original video if you want, but in the original video, the reason why I picked this moment is, one, there was another guy that picked this moment, and I think the reason why I picked this moment was because it was at the moment where the older gentleman, I'm assuming that's his father or uncle, he freezes and kind of moves to his left a little bit, like he was frozen. He was shocked, and he moved slightly to his left. And Angel was frozen for a second and then moved to the right, almost in the reaction of just like, what is that? What is that? And the father did the opposite. He was like, what's that? And it created a space to show exactly what they were looking at. And it's that space that we're finding, whatever that is, which I believe we can establish is moving and is not a part of the forklift. It's not an optical illusion, and it's there. Whatever it is, it's there, and it scared them half to death.
In September of 2023, the popular television program Inside Edition ran an episode about the event, interviewed the family members, and had some of them draw the creatures they had witnessed. Debunker Mick West, who had previously stated online that the object that fell from the sky was a meteor and that the family's story was ridiculous, also appeared during that segment. He said then that what the family likely encountered were only raccoons and coyotes. The incident meandered in the news a bit, with only a handful of podcasts discussing it every now and then. But in March 2024, popular YouTuber Sherman posted an interview he conducted with Angel and Joshua Kenmore. The brothers discussed their encounter with otherworldly beings the year before, and also talked about the aftermath. They said in the days following the encounter, they saw a black Suburban with a government license plate driving slowly in front of their house. They said at one point the vehicle stopped and the three people inside, who all looked exactly the same and were wearing dark sunglasses, turned their heads in a strangely synchronized manner, looked at them, and then drove away. The Las Vegas police, meanwhile, had installed a camera loaned to them from the Department of Homeland Security to surveil the family's property for a period of time. Also in March of 2024, a subscriber to this podcast named Julia June from New York reached out to report an apparent alien head that appears above the fence momentarily in the cell phone footage. When Roeder saw this footage, he reopened his examination of the video. With the help of another video analysis expert, Luis Castillo, Roeder determined that there was unquestionably a tall creature that appeared above the fence. He discussed those findings during an interview on April 2nd, day this podcast has labeled Vindication Day, because we finally had absolute proof of a non-human intelligent presence. Among other things, Roeder said during the interview that he determined that the beings were using some type of cloaking technology in an apparent effort to prevent themselves from being filmed. He also stated that in the area of footage where the alien head appears above the fence, 66% of the pixels were deleted. Roeder also verified that the video was original and hadn't been tampered with, and no special effects had been added to it. Here is a clip from that video.
What we've done is we've isolated a piece of the background, and inside of that yellow square is the tree branches that are above the fence. And then when we get to the other square, so bring that over, and that's off to the side. So we know that that's real. That's part of the environment. And now we've got the head that comes in with the smoke around it and the cloaking or whatever. And we've identified this same exact area that we identified before, same exact area. And then bring it up and compare it side by side and pause it there. This is not part of the background. This is an artifact that this being, through its technology, some kind of a lag in its cloaking device, in that because it's cloaking with whatever background it's in where it was before. And because this film that we're looking at here is only 0.8 of a second, there must have been some lag time between that cloaking technology transferring while it moves. So this, in this square here, does not belong to the background. This belongs directly to the shadow being that is projecting it from a different location. That's my hypothesis. But clearly it's an anomaly that doesn't belong there, and there is no earthly explanation for that to happen. So we used AI software to analyze all this, and inside of that yellow square right there, that kind of a weird shape there, there are a number of pixels, and those pixels have been diminished by 66%. It's a weird number, but that's the number that we got when we did the computer software analysis. These pixels have been deleted by 2/3. There's no explanation for that whatsoever, other than some sort of a force or technology or something that is interfering with the camera's ability to capture the image. You know, we're going to get a lot of debunkers out there saying, well, how do we know that the original video doesn't have a foreign artifact in it? So my question to you, as an expert in the field of computer animation, video editing, video analysis, what have you been able to determine with regard to the original video and whether or not this thing that we see here, this entity? So my question to you is, how can we be so sure that the original video does not have any artifacts in it, adding in these beings?
The key point to notice this it's the lighting, like I said before in a previous meeting. So you can be sure that there is something in the video, because normally when we do digital compositing, there is a way or path that normally you can see in the pixels, because as you know, at the moment to add other elements, make some overlays at the moment to create the compositing, you can see the different in the pixelization and the pixels. But this video has not been altered in any way. It's a original source. It's a original video. After a review several times and use a special software to track all this motion, vector motion, I noticed that the shadow that you can see over the fence in reality it's in the video, and you see it matches perfectly the motion of the shadow behind.
Yes, it does.
See this little square here. It represents the motion of the foot, the leg.
That is so convincing to me. The motion of the leg, and I keep going like this is so critical, because you can clearly see through the slots in the fence that there is a leg motion moving from the right to the left side of the screen. And clearly it is behind there. So this isn't just like a head floating in space. This is a head of that is somehow that does not have full opacity. I think you previously determined that the opacity of the head of the shadow is only at about 33% opacity versus a normal shadow, which would be at 100% opacity, or an object in the screen, which is at 100%. And this isn't anything that you did. It's just what you were able to determine, that this shadow being, or this being in the shadows, possibly creating its own shadow or smoky filter or cloaking technique, is not only cloaking itself from the people there, but cloaking itself from the camera itself, in that it's minimizing our ability to identify pixels inside of that shadow.
Exactly.
Well, to me, you know, I applied the same principles that I would apply to any kind of a homicide investigation, right?
Yes.
And you have to look at the totality of the evidence. And you're going to have debunkers that'll be like, well, but the shadow, it could be this, that, or the other. No, it cannot. And I want to open this up. Everything that we've done, I'm opening it up for peer review. Okay. Anybody out there with a degree in photography, anybody out there who's a qualified expert witness in video analysis like I am, anybody out there with a master's degree or higher in education in video analysis, video editing, photography, film development, computer animation, and so on and so forth, bring it on. Look at what I've put on my YouTube channel. Look at what Jim and I are going to talk about today. And I'm willing to hear what professionals in my field have to say about this and open it up. And if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But I think that the evidence at this particular time with what we've seen here is proof, couple things, that these entities, both in the background and in the foreground behind the fence, are real. They're there. This is not fake. This is not a fraud. I guarantee it. 100%. These two items, these two beings are in the real world environment with the Kenmore family. That's a fact. It's an absolute fact. That is there, and the one in the background is there. 100%, beyond any reasonable doubt, these beings are there. Now, the question is, who are they? Where are they from, and what do they want? That's where the conversation goes after this presentation, Jim. The reality is confirmed. They're there. These people have experienced an extraterrestrial reality, interdimensional, whatever, whatever term you want to put on it. But these are non-human intelligent beings that are there in the real world. It's there. This is proof.
From that point forward, numerous additional creatures were discovered throughout the footage. As it turned out, some of the beings weren't tall, like the ones the family saw with their own eyes. Some of them appeared short, most notably a creature who appeared briefly near a front loader. This creature, whose nickname is the Undeniable Backbreaker, or UB for short, because it's not possible to debunk his existence, and that he breaks the narrative of those who dismiss the phenomenon into a million pieces, meets the description of the reported short gray alien. This taller being standing next to the front loader looks very similar to one of the beings described and drawn by one of the Allagash Four. In 1976, 4 young men journeyed to Maine's Allagash wilderness for adventure. One of the nights, as they were fishing in a rowboat, a large UFO appeared, causing them to row to shore in terror. They made it to shore and watched the UFO fly away, but they strangely didn't think much about the fact that the large fire they had built to help guide them back to their campsite was now just about burned out. As far as the 4 young men knew, not much time had elapsed since building the fire and rowing back to shore to evade the UFO. More than 10 years later, some members of the group experienced strange dreams involving aliens. All 4 eventually went under hypnosis to see if they could remember what happened that night in 1976. All of them recalled being brought on board a craft by insect-like aliens. One of the abductees, Jack Weiner, drew this picture of one of the beings he encountered. When you put this drawing beside a still image of this tall creature from the Las Vegas incident, it becomes immediately apparent that they look like the same thing. Here is a looped video that shows the movement of this tall creature. This is taken from a small portion of the Las Vegas alien video from 2023 that shows a tall alien standing next to a front loader in the backyard of the Kenmore family. The segment is in a loop in order to show the movement of the creature. This is the creature's head, and you can see its mouth open and close here. Also, if you take notice, you can see the creature's arm, its right arm rising up. That's right here. Numerous other examples of aliens appearing and disappearing throughout the video continue to be identified. Experiments using artificial intelligence to determine if the creatures identified in the video can be recognized by AI have also been conducted. Last year, an AI animation feature that is part of the Cyberlink Power Director video editing program recognized the little gray alien UB and recreated it in animation form. More recently, that same program was used to recreate the taller being near the front loader. Last week, a discussion about the incident with OpenAI's ChatGPT chatbot revealed that there is a greater than 99% chance the event involved actual NHI. Over the past 12 months, this story has not been taken seriously by mainstream news outlets as it should have been. The cable news channel News Nation reported on the incident in several segments, and Fox News published a series of articles about it on its digital platform. UFO debunkers have been incapable of debunking this incident because they know that that is an impossible task. Many of the big names within the UFO community have, for the most part, ignored this case. An email detailing the incident and Roeder's analysis was sent to the Pentagon and Department of Energy in June. The government never responded to it. So, what is happening, you're probably asking yourself? You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand any of it. It's pretty cut and dry. Any honest scientist who were to examine all of the evidence associated with this event would conclude that it really happened. What has happened is a craft containing non-human, intelligent, technologically advanced creatures made a hard landing in the backyard of a Las Vegas family for reasons unknown. The occupants of this craft then scattered throughout the backyard in an effort to hide from the humans. A witness of the object falling from the sky who was watching from Arizona reported that 2 UFOs followed the craft and danced around the sky in the area it went down for about an hour. Apparently, something went wrong with this craft and it needed to land quickly. The 2 UFOs reported by the Arizona witness could have been a rescue team to get their brethren out of there. Whatever the reason for the hard landing, certain aspects of this incident are irrefutable. The cell phone footage and subsequent analysis corroborate everything the family told law enforcement authorities. Law enforcement officials from Las Vegas who commented on this case indicated that they believed the family was sincere. No charges for filing a fake 911 call, which carries a hefty fine and/or jail time, were ever filed. The family reported experiencing poltergeist activity in their home during the year after the event and have since moved out of it. The family has indicated that they don't like talking about the event and that they have also come to believe that it involved demons. Finally, the family hasn't tried to cash in on the encounter and, outside of a handful of interviews since it occurred, has stated that it would rather forget about it. Meanwhile, the mainstream media and the big names within the UFO community don't talk about this case much. They seem to be exclusively focused on exposing covert government programs to monitor UFOs and to retrieve and reverse engineer crashed UFOs. Government officials continue to lie about the phenomenon meanwhile and insist they know nothing about UFOs or their NHI pilots. So, basically, we have a situation here where not only are we being gaslighted by government officials, but we're also being gaslighted by the people we trust to bring about disclosure. Disclosure could occur a lot more quickly if the popular names wielded the Las Vegas case as a weapon to combat government and debunker lies. Former government official Marek von Rennenkamp, for instance, regularly engages with debunker Mick West online to debate the veracity of the leaked Pentagon UFO videos. Marek's argument against West's assertions that the objects have conventional explanations would be bolstered by recalling the Las Vegas incident, which unquestionably, better than any other case within the public domain, makes clear that there is a non-human intelligence active on Earth right now. But Rennenkamp, along with folks like Lou Elizondo, Jeremy Corbell, George Knapp, and James Fox, are not using this case to their advantage. Elizondo last year took flack for revealing a picture of what he was told by a source was an alien mothership hovering in the sky. It turned out to be a reflection of a ceiling light. Elizondo would be better served by pointing to the Vegas case instead. It's the most solid case we have. It's a winner. Resistance to the case doesn't make sense, especially considering the fact that no expert has ever stepped forward with any sort of analysis that debunks the incident, not even close. Roeder last year offered West $5,000 to analyze the video to see if he could refute Roeder's findings, but West refused and instead resorted to bashing the case without ever seriously examining any of its evidence. With all of that in mind, I'm afraid that, after 2 years of this incident occurring, most of the world is still unaware of the fact that proof now exists that shows we are certainly not alone. This incident is getting suppressed not only by the secrecy group within the government, but also by the leaders of the UFO community itself. Apparently, the Vegas case wasn't on the bingo card of the people behind the effort to push for disclosure. The idea, apparently, was to begin the process of getting the public prepared for the truth, with the hope that at some point down the road, government officials would finally show them the evidence. But as we all know, the best laid plans of mice and men often go awry, and that's apparently what happened when that glowing blue and green object touched ground in Las Vegas. That incident marked the beginning of the end for the cover-up. Research into this case will continue despite the resistance. This incident, more than anything else to ever sneak its way into the public domain, provides more hard proof than anything ever reported publicly before or since. Nothing else compares. No leaked Pentagon UFO video, no whistleblower statement, no anything. The totality of evidence the Las Vegas incident offers is beyond compare at this moment in time. Anyway, I just want to say this. Thank you all for joining me. Until next time.